Shifting focus to strategies and solutions. If you are new to this channel, whether you have been along for the ride since the beginning, and what I mean by the beginning is, you know what I'm talking about, the last few years, where all the kind of craziness went down, and this channel became an outlet for me, primarily to just process my own thoughts and feelings. And there was a lot of resonance, and there was a lot of discord too, and dissonance. So I lost a few friends along the way, got a few names, but all good, all good. What I found were so many new friends and community. And I really, thank you to everybody who I've connected with online and in person, who, shares that connection and that gratitude for having each other through that, because we went through a trauma. It was a collective and individual trauma. I actually don't care who you are, what your thoughts, your perspective were. We all did. And I think there needs to be a recognition of that. And every once in a while I let it sink in, or I just kind of check in with somebody I'm talking with, and they're like, yeah, that was traumatic, what we went through. And I'm under no illusion that it's over. I said right at the beginning, when all that craziness went down, I was like, this is the decade, right? What transpired, just even the repercussions of how severe that was, the ripple effects are going to continue and continue. So we've got some more time ahead of us, and I definitely don't see it as, a repeat situation that we have to deal with the same scenarios, but we do have to deal with the repercussions, and we do have to kind of face the same adversarial mentality. I think this is about each of us finding our own voice, our own path, and our own strength to live life on our own terms. And how do we want to live our life? How do we want to show up in the world, contribute to the world? At times that is and has been kind of in contrary to the mass movement of society, and that takes a lot of courage and bravery and boldness to do that, and it also takes community. So in moving forward, right, where this channel was all but deleted. It was definitely censored, shadow banned. The YouTube channel was basically on its last strike, and for saying stuff that basically now is allowed in that regard. And isn't that a funny word, right? It's now allowed, but there's still a ton one cannot say, and I feel like there's enough voices out there talking about that, following the repercussions. I am continuing to kind of keep up to date, see how it's all unfolding, but I don't feel I need to voice that. I want to focus on strategies, on solutions, how we can actively empower ourselves to make our life better for ourselves, our family, our community. So that's going to be the focus. And if you're at all entrepreneurial minded or a small business owner, there'll be a ton of value in there. I'll be kind of bringing those concepts in a lot, and we'll just see where it goes. But I think, maybe the first thing I want to start with is, how do you change the world, right? Well, you have to start with and focus on changing your world, right? So this idea of self-interest, which sounds paradoxical, and there's even a bit of a kind of a social stigma, just around that word, selfish, right? Self-centered. And the context that I'm talking about is exactly what you hear on airplanes all the time, right? It's like, you gotta get your air mask in place before you help another. And in order to change the world, all you can do, the only influence you have is within your world. So the more that you step up and step out to make your world better, paradoxically, the better you're going to make the bigger, broader world, right? Because A, that's the only place you can focus. That's the only place that you can have any influence, is your world. And in that sense that we are all connected, that ripple effect out will change the bigger, broader world. And if you are focusing on you and making your world better, awesome. That is the path, that is the way. And wouldn't it be amazing that we can each trust that we're all doing our own work to make this world the best that we can? That is the way, that is the path. So that will be kind of the new theme going forward, the walks and talks, the sharing, the insights. Love to hear from you, and love to have you continue along. And if it doesn't feel like a fit, all good, right? This is the idea of social media. You get to choose where your attention goes and what you want to focus on. So make it good, right? Focus on your life. Make it amazing. This is our chance. This is our opportunity. We went through this collective trauma. We had to go through the stages we did and take the actions that we did, but we're in a different space now. It's up to you. I don't want to say, I personally want to keep awareness of that, keep abreast of that, kind of engaged in the news, in the politics, because it's important. It does influence my life. It does influence my world, as it does yours, I'm sure. So to keep awareness with that is good. But I think I'm just going to kind of turn down, the focus and kind of the echo chamber of that. It's out there enough. We're aware, solid in our convictions. It's no longer like, am I crazy? Or like, what's going on here? We needed that affirmation in the beginning, because it was just so insane. It's like, whoa, like who else is thinking this? As that all went down, we know now, right? So I was chatting with this beautiful lady who is 80 from Eastern Europe. And, she shared a similar reflection. She's like, I don't need to, go deeper into the psychology of what happened and who these people are and the influences that were upon us. She's like, I could read an article, but I know enough, right? She's lived through it. She's like, I saw the propaganda from the East as a young child and that influence in Eastern Europe. And now I saw it in the West, right? From the other side. I've lived through that too. And she's like, I'm 80. All I can do is just focus on my world and on my life and on my family and just making that the best ever, right? Otherwise, we end up in this kind of hopeless, dark space. And, sure, that's a part of life. We all may go there once in a while, but we got to focus on the positive, the bright, what we can influence, what we can create. So that's what I'm stoked about. That's what really fires me up in life. And I look forward to sharing that with you, connecting. Post a little comment down below if you got something to add or to share. And we'll see you on the next video.